Starts with a Vision, episode 47.
Hey, visionaries! You are now tuned in to the Starts with a Vision podcast, where everything you do in life starts with a vision. If your vision is clear or foggy, you are in the right place. It's time to go take what's yours, because there's a vision only you can see, and a dream only you can dream. And now, your host, Mr. Starts with a Vision.
Yo, y'all, what's going on, man? This is Mr. Starts with a Vision. Let me just say thank you real quick. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for the ratings, the reviews, everything, man. Thank you. Because without you guys listening and getting inspired, there would be no Starts with a Vision podcast. But you know today is Thursday. And that means it's another guest coming on the show. And we don't just do no regular Joe Blows. We don't do that. We bring in the best of the best. And today is no different. Today we have a superstar, an all-star, that goes by the name of Deonna Monique. She's been featured on the front cover of Founder magazine, the same magazine that people like Richard Branson and Damon John have been on the cover of. She was the first African-American woman on that cover. She is selling hair extensions and she's killing it. Her first month, she was able to do over $30,000 in revenue. So get a pad and listen to what she has to say. I know I had my pad and I learned an extreme amount of knowledge. You can learn from anybody. So I'm so excited. I'm so thankful that she took the time out to share her journey and what she's learned, and I really hope it brings more value than you could have ever asked for. So with that being said, enjoy this episode. And we are live with Deonna Monique, aka D Money. She said I could call her that.
Oh, we're gonna stick with that, okay?
we're gonna stick with D Money, right?
Hi.
Hey, we were just talking before the show, and she said I could call her D Money, but we was having a good conversation before, and I just want to say thank you for taking the time out to do this interview. I know you are a very, very busy person, and I just want to say thank you for that first and foremost.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
It means a lot.
No, it means a lot to me just being able to connect and let people listening know other people's stories, and that is possible no matter who you are and where you're from.
Right.
So, to everyone listening, who are you and what do you do? Where are you from? And what made you make it happen?
Whoa, that's a lot. Who am I? My name is Deonna Monique. Who am I? I'm a girl that grew up, where my parents probably had money, but they never gave a dime to me. I'm a girl that, went to public schools, went to college, lived on the streets, lived in a sewer, lived on people's couches. That's who I am. I'm also an entrepreneur, and I sell hair care products and hair extensions worldwide to celebrities, movies, TV shows, and women all across the world. And what else did you? I'm sorry, I forgot.
No, I said, what made you make it happen? Because when people think of hair extensions, mm-hmm. I mean, me personally, from a guy perspective, probably think of just weave, mm-hmm. and then think of the beauty supply store. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you, being who you are and where you came from, how were you able to make that happen?
Well, okay, to be honest with you, I'm an entrepreneur, and I don't know if there's many entrepreneurs out there that think like this, but I constantly have different business ideas that pop through my head all day, every day. But I worked a 9 to 5, and and I just was like, one day I was like, okay, I have to quit thinking of different ideas and just make something happen. And ever since I was younger, I've always loved my natural curly hair pattern. And I was talked about all through school. I was completely bullied because I was the girl with the nappy hair who couldn't get a perm.
Really?
But I always kept my hair texture. I was so curious about it. So I always kept it. And then as I got older, people were always asking me, like, if my hair was hair extensions. And it wasn't, but I was always wanting hair extensions that match my hair texture. But, back in my day, they only had like straight and wavy. And even then they kind of had curly. So I just, made my own company. I actually found a family that makes hair extensions, and I wanted them to make hair extensions that matched my curl pattern. And when they did that, I got a business license, put a label on it, and just started selling.
Oh, wow. Okay. And about when did you sell it? When did you create it? Because you said you went to college. Did you graduate from college and then you started it? Or, what point in your life were you at when you were able to say, I'm going to start selling this and we're going to make it crack?
Well, that was just 2 years. I just started the business in 2013. I was in school. I graduated early, and the only reason I graduated early is because I hated school. So I was like, you get enough credits to leave. That was me. I was like, how many credits do I need? All right. I did summer school and I left high school early. I graduated high school early, and I went to college, but I got a full scholarship for broadcast journalism. Okay. And I just couldn't, when I found out the pay was like $8 an hour or something like that, I was just like, no, I'm done. And so I just left and just started working like 9 to 5. I worked in a call center. So I was like the call center girl, and then I became a management and assistant vice president. And then I was just like, I got pregnant, and that I feel like was my turning point. Like, okay, what am I going to do with my life? Because first of all, I didn't even think I was going to get pregnant. And now that I'm pregnant, I'm not about to like go to the next level of my life working like a 9 to 5 and not following my dreams. So like if I could waste my 9 to 5 life, waste my life on a 9 to 5, I could definitely waste my life saving my dreams. I mean, like going after my dreams. And I've already lived on the streets. I've already lived in a sewer. I've never had people help me anyway. So what do I have to lose? So let's just go for it.
No, I like that a lot because there's a quote and it says, or a philosophy, I guess you could say, and it says that it takes the same amount of energy to fail as it does to succeed, and that's the same analogy as, working and chasing your dream. So why not chase your dream? Because the result of that is going to be so much higher and so much more fulfilling as opposed to, what you were doing at the call center. Right. Yeah, and I just think that's very key for people to understand and get it, because like you got one or two choices, work for the man or become the man or the woman, and employ other people and give other people the opportunity.
Right. And I think a lot of people don't go, they think the same thing that we're talking about right now, but there's a roadblock that comes up when you start writing down your dream and your vision, and you're just thinking, okay, this is what I want to do. There was a point, actually, I did a vision board, and you know what a vision board is, right? You take pictures, a poster. Yeah, so that's what I did. I did like cars and mansions and, all this like stuff that I wanted. Actually, I didn't do cars and mansions. I put like stuff that I want to be in a magazine. I even put a cover of a magazine. I put loads of money. I said Essence Magazine. I said there. I had all this stuff on there. And this is when I didn't even have a kid at the time. I was just like this girl that was going to do a vision board. Mm-hmm. And I had it at my job every day, my little poster board, and it's sitting at my desk. And every single day I'm looking at it, and it didn't, nothing was happening. So after like a year and a half, almost 2 years, I just threw it away. And I moved on. And I think that's what people do. They think of, okay, well, here's my dream. This is what I want to do. But then you think of the list that it takes to get there. Right. And you're like, well, okay, well, I have to do that first. And then I got to do this first. And I can't move on till I pay this off, And so there's these roadblocks that come up. And so you just lose your dream and your vision because you're thinking about all the details on what you need to do. Right. And that's what I did before I actually went after my dream. I was the same way, but I guess like your company or your brand is called Start with the Vision. That is exactly what I did. I had that vision, and when I had something inside of me that said now or never, I just went for it. And now I was actually just thinking of that last week. I was like, I did a vision board, and I remember what was on the vision board because I saw it every single day. That I was thinking back on it, and I was like, every single thing on that vision board actually came to pass. Mm-hmm. So it can happen. The Bible says that faith without works is dead. You can have all the faith in the world, you can have all the vision, all the dream, and all that, but if you're not working towards it, then it's dead, and you're not doing anything but dreaming.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Wale, he said a life without dreaming is a life without meaning, and that's exactly what you just said.
Right.
So let's talk about BS real quick, which is Boho Exotic Studios, right?
Yes.
So you started your company, and you started selling your hair products, the extensions and everything. You've been doing it for 2 years, but I know that it's gone extremely well for you. So how did you handle the quick growth, and how did you adapt to that? And how were you able to scale up?
That's funny because, I actually get this question often, and I don't even know how to respond to it. I really don't, because I am still like going like this, like I'm like a head above the water, like it's overwhelming because it keeps on growing. And I don't have enough staff to be able to take care of it all. I'm not like I don't know how to say this. I'm working just like the next man. Right. I'm working hard like everybody that that is like an entrepreneur and going out there and working hard. I'm doing that same thing too. So the word is getting out and it's spreading like wildfire. Mm-hmm. And the orders are coming in, and and everything's great. But the growth, as far as the growth goes, I'm just literally like handling it day by day. Like I can only do day by day, and just whatever comes in and what needs to be completed for that day is what I'm able to do. That's why I work so many hours, because it's just nonstop. And I'm at this stage right now where it can't go any further with how it is right now. There has to be, more staff. Right. More staff than what we already have. We just need more. We need more to be able to assist the growth,
Right, absolutely. And I think that brings up a very, very important and interesting point, is when you said, your problem is you need more staff, right? Mm-hmm. Now, we're all going to have problems. Whether it be, you said you was on the streets, right?
Right.
That was a problem, but now you are a owner and a CEO of your own company, and that's a problem because you need more staff. Now, right. The question is, everybody listening, do you want to be on the streets? Do you want those problems? Or do you want the problems of, I have a successful company and I need more staff? So much is coming in that I need to hire more people.
Right.
Like, what decision do you want to make? And make it, because you can have good or bad problems. Like Grant Cardone talks about all the time. He said, don't be worried about $500, man. He said, you want to have $100,000 problems. And it's not always bad, but people vilify money so much that they make money seem bad.
Right.
You
right.
know?
Yes. You have to. Yes. And even some people like to think that saying that, you know, loving money is bad. I feel like you should definitely be friends with money. And I think that if I could tell anybody anything, it's more like, you know, start. It really is all about, like your company is called Start with the Vision.
Starts with the Vision.
Starts with the vision, and that is really how I literally live my life. You can't tell me that I'm going to be in some my hair is going to be in some upcoming major movie that we used to watch as little kids, and my hair is going to be in that movie. That's mind-boggling. Being on the cover of magazines, I can't tell you like, oh, it's because I did this and because I did that.
Right.
It is not me. Like, I'm literally, like, I didn't find you. You found me.
Right.
It is the attraction that is built around me. And the only thing that I can guarantee you that it is that I pray to God and ask him for what I want, and he gives it to me. But also I have the vision. Just like with your company, you have to dream it. You have to put it in your head. This is what I want. It's called the law of attraction. If anybody can, if you can watch the law of attraction in your life, that literally changed my life.
Yeah,
watching the law of attraction and just knowing that, you know, like becomes like, things become, it just all becomes like every single thing that I want, it comes into fruition. I even wrote down, like, I wanted to start doing interviews and practice on that for the day when you go on Oprah, right? Yeah, I'm on Oprah, or I'm on Forbes, and need to practice. You know what I mean? Right. So I definitely, everything is, it really does work. And I wish I could just like practice on people, but I can tell you that it's a law. This is the law of the universe that never fails. It never fails. If you say, I want a glass of water after this interview is done, I definitely want some water. Next thing you know, after the interview is done, you're going to get up and go get some water. It doesn't change with anything. If you want to say, I want to become a millionaire, like, you can have that. Like, you can have more than $1 million. I remember thinking $1 million was like a lot of money, and that really isn't anything. Like, you can lose $1 million. Like, you really can lose $1 million in, I'll say, maybe a week. Right. You know, if you're like really spending hard, but money is just money. It's ever flowing. It comes and it goes, and it comes and it goes. So don't think that it won't ever come to you. It's going to come, and it's going to go, and it's going to come. But if you know that it's going to come, then you just prepare on what you can do, and then pray, ask God, okay, God, I want, I'm sorry, I'm a spiritual person. I'm not a religious person at all.
That's fine.
But just saying, okay, God, I need this. I talk to him like, I need this, that, and it just happens, and things just come. Like, that's the only thing I could tell you that works. I can't be up here and say like, oh, I got myself here and I worked so hard. Like, I work hard, but hell, a lot of people work hard and they don't get the cover of magazines and this and that. Like, I feel like it's a purpose and a reason. I don't understand what it is, but all I know is I'm just going to keep on writing down stuff that I want.
But that's real, though. That's real, because everybody's writing these books on, top 3 ways to do this and the secret to this. But it's like, nah, like, when you just grind and you just know that your life is purposeful, like, it's a different way of living.
Exactly.
It's nothing that can be explained.
Yeah. When you know that you're a God inside, or God lives in you, so what does that make you? If they always say, so God lives in me, or or praise to God, like that doesn't he give you the strength This is just me, and this is just, I'm sorry, and I don't mean to go down a road. I'm just trying to say that, it's here. It's available for us. There's no more worry. There's no more pain. If I knew that long ago, I would have been 20,000 times further than where I'm at right now.
Absolutely. No, I said absolutely.
Yeah, and I totally believe that the law of attraction is definitely what got us here. You're not going to hear any 1, 2, 3 steps, because your life and everybody's life is different. Everybody has their own different steps. So there's going to be their own different tasks that they need to do to get to where they're going, to that next step. And I can't tell you what that is. You can't tell them what that is. Nobody can. They know what those steps are. I mean, we can give tips, and we can help you, motivate you to get you to start thinking in that where you need to be. But they know,
right? Right. So let me ask you this. Let's talk about when you was living on the streets, right? Mm-hmm. In that rough time in your life, how do you feel that those experiences have molded you into the entrepreneur you are today?
It molded me to know that, the only way that I'm going to be able to get out of a situation is by me getting out of the situation, not by mommy, not by daddy, not by cousins or aunties and homegirls and homeboys, and, none of that, because, they're always there for you when, you got on the nice clothes, you're driving the nice car. They love to see when I'm down, though. Right. Like, it's so hard to explain, but it showed me a lot to, just do me. What do I need to do to get to where I'm going, and then go, And one day I was in the bathroom taking a bird bath inside Burger King, washing under my arms. I know this sounds gross, but washing under my arms, thinking, every single thing that I've asked for, I've gotten. And this is why I'm so hell-bent on, the law of attraction and speaking things into fruition. I was there and I was like, everything I think, everything I say I want happens. And I just started saying stuff, and I didn't even back down. Literally 4 months after that, I was driving in a red Audi in a big apartment, and I never stopped looking back. Every single thing I said I wanted, I got it. And it's just all about speaking it into the universe, right? And not really speaking it to your homeboy, your homegirl, because they'll cut your dreams down. I mean, speaking it to yourself, absolutely. Oh, I'm gonna get that car. Right. I'm gonna get that job. You know what I mean?
And you know what I've learned is it all it takes is the one time, because when you even think it one time, what happens is you start to believe it yourself. And then you start to say it more and more and more. And then you start to see things that remind you of that, or you start to really do the things that is going to get you to where you want to be, or get the thing that you wanted to have. But it all starts with that one little tiny seed that you plant by saying, this is what I'm going to get, or this is the person that I'm going to become. These are the lives that I'm going to change.
Right.
And it's just a gradual step.
And that's that's what's called the secret. And that's what people have been, the millionaires getting richer, the billionaires getting richer. You don't see them complaining. Right. You show me one successful person that be sitting up on social networking complaining. Right. I always see broke people complain. I have to block them. I have to get them out because they don't have money. When you have a vision, you don't even have time to think about the other stuff, because you're so focused on your goal and what you're trying to do. You don't have time for the little stuff. Right. You don't have time for so really, yes, the law of attraction definitely, it puts you in tunnel vision and gets you to where you are trying to go. Right.
So let's talk about this real quick. When you started your company 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
2 years ago. That's 24 months.
Yeah.
Right. To put it in perspective, that's very, very like young. But when you started it, what was your vision of, okay, you know, this is what I want to accomplish. This is the type of lifestyle that I want as a result of this business. And now, you know, let's compare your vision at first to what's your vision moving forward now.
My vision when I first started was more like, I just need to make enough money that it's more than, like, my 9 to 5, I was getting paid, I don't know, like $3,000 or $4,000 a month. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all I need to do is just make enough orders that the profit is about $3,000 to $4,000 a month, and I'm good. Right. And my first month, it was like $35,000, $40,000. So I was really like, okay, what the hell? I'm up here working. I'm up here just doing YouTube videos, and people are ordering like that and I'm getting tens of thousands of dollars. And meanwhile, I'm coming in working a 9 to 5, and they're looking at me like, you know, oh, you're 5 minutes late. And I'm just thinking like, do you understand? You're lucky to see me today. Like, so I eventually was just like, you know, I'm out this, you know. Right. My vision now is, you know, my vision now really isn't a number. My vision has to do with things that actually don't even cost money. Right. They're more about just like peace and, and clarity and time. Actually, that's my main thing is time. I've been doing this nonstop. I mean, I go to bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and don't forget, within those 2 years, I've had a kid. So I'm a new mother. I've never had kids before. I've, you know, went through a breakup, so I'm not even with the child's father anymore. You know, we were together a very long time before that, so I had to deal with the breakup, a new child, and a new business, which is also like having a child, and just doing that, going to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, waking up at 6 a.m., doing that same thing, 6 a.m. all the way until 3 o'clock in the morning. Some days 2, some days I get 2 hours of sleep, some days I get 3. On a good day, I get 5 hours, and I'm like the best. Right. But I still wouldn't trade that for a 1 week or 2 week paid vacation, because if you ask me, like, I can get up and go to Brazil for a month if I wanted to, right. You know, like, but I'm working hard because my vision is so I don't have to work as hard later on. So my thing would be just having time.
Yeah, it only makes sense though.
Yeah.
You know, it only makes sense because, I mean, if you're not working in the beginning, like, your foundation is sand. Right. You know, and I don't know any house that's still standing that was built on sand, right?
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's completely understandable. So, you know, moving forward, your vision is just to pretty much, you know, have the time freedom and still have the business producing the desired amount of income.
Right.
And I was reading this book, The 4-Hour Work Week, and Tim Ferriss was talking about how someone who's making $100,000 a year at, you know, corporate job, whatever, and someone who's making $60,000 a year on their own, like, it's completely different because, you know, the person working for themselves, like, if they have proper systems in place and stuff, like, they have way more time to themselves, and that makes them way more wealthy.
Right.
You know, and I mean, I just see that's exactly where you're going. And it's a beautiful thing, you know, because we're young and it's possible. Like, you're showing so many people that it's possible. You're getting rid of excuses. You know, you just had a kid, so what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it does not matter. Because everything that you've been able to accomplish, you've done it with the kid, a breakup, and you had a past that, you know, a lot of people probably haven't even experienced.
Right, and everybody has their own different story. Everybody can grow up, and you can sit down and say, tell me your story. And everybody has a shit story. I'm sorry for cussing. Everybody has that crap story. Right. That story that's like, oh, I grew up and this happened and that happened. Everybody has that story. But the story that not a lot of people have, only that 1% have, is that this is what I did about it and this is how I, went after my goals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The execution part, huh?
Yeah, right.
I think so many people are suffering, but, what makes the 1%ers the 1%ers is the fact that they just overcame the struggles.
Right.
So
right.
I mean, we were all in the same boat at one point.
Exactly.
So everybody listening, get out your situation. Like, make a decision and go get it. Like, there's really no excuses. Like, I don't care what you're going through. Like, we all going through shit, man.
Right. Exactly.
Because life is real and it's gonna hit you in the mouth where it hurts.
Right.
But so as we kind of conclude real quick, every episode we do a quote of the day and a book recommendation of the day. And what will be a quote that's kind of like, I know it's a million quotes out there, but what would be a quote that it's kind of like impacted you as of late, and also what's like the 1 or 2 books that you would recommend somebody read that's listening right now?
My favorite quote of all time is, "Nothing real can be threatened and nothing unreal exists."
Ooh, I ain't heard that one before. I need you to say that again.
Nothing real can be threatened.
Uh-huh.
If you're real, nobody can really threaten you.
Right.
Nothing unreal exists.
That's amazing right there. Like, you need to trademark that.
I didn't make it up.
Oh,
I don't know where it got from, but I heard it and I was like, whoa. So basically no one can touch me no matter what. Yeah, it's, I don't know where it came from, but I like it. That's my favorite quote. But as far as a book goes, oh my gosh.
I'm going to keep that on the podcast too, because I want everybody to know that this is real.
Yes, this is, sorry, my ringtone is Spice Girls. Mel B of the Spice Girls is wearing my hair extension, so I just want to, I'm going to get my ringtone as, Spice
right.
Girls, show her love.
It's only fitting.
Yeah, it's only fitting. But my favorite book, or a book that I wouldn't even say a book, because I don't even have time to read that much, so I can't try to tell other people to read that much. But what I can tell you is to definitely watch the movie. It's even on YouTube and it's free. Yeah. It's called The Secret, and you watch I'll say 15, 20 minutes of it. If it doesn't change your life, if you weren't even thinking on that same path 20 minutes in, I there's no hope for you. Right. You got to start thinking different. And The Secret would be just the number one movie to get you on your way. It's like a true story. It's a secret. Have you ever seen it?
Oh, I watch that like once every quarter.
Right. Okay.
Heck yeah.
Okay,
First time I watched it, I was 16. My older cousin, she put me on, and then I kind of revisited it when I was, like 20, 21, 22.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Secret is, that's the one right there.
Right. When I first watched that movie, I was just like, wow, a movie over exactly what I'd be talking about in my head, obviously. This is the same thing I'm thinking about. So, yeah. The Secret is definitely number one.
Yeah, and also what you can do with The Secret is, don't stop at The Secret. The people that you see talking on The Secret is going to show their name, write their names down, and then go research them.
Right.
Because Lisa Nichols is bad.
Right.
I love Lisa Nichols. She's dope, and Bob Proctor is a monster.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people stop right there. When they're given information, they go get it, and then they stop right there. But you got to continue to dig deep for more potent information.
Right, exactly. Well, when the student is ready, the teacher appears, and
absolutely.
When they see that, if they even choose to see it, if they do see it, it's really life changing. It'll really change your life. It's everything that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay, so where can everyone find you on social media, and also your website for all the ladies out there that want to get some some extensions or hair products?
The website for the business is bohoexoticstudio.com, BOHO Exotic Studio. It's like Bohemian for short. Ladies know what I'm talking about. So,
yeah, that was kind of foreign to me.
And as far as website or reach me, you can find me on Instagram or any type of social media. My name is Deonna Monique, DEONNA Monique, MONIQUE.
Got it. So I hope you guys took that down, and I'm not gonna hold you any further. I just want to say thank you, and I wish you nothing but more and more continued massive success, because we don't do little success, we only do massive success. And I'm excited to see what other noise you gonna make, what other magazines that you gonna be on, and all the other stuff.
Thank you so much, and I'll see you at the top.
Oh, absolutely. And with that being said, we will talk to you guys on the next episode.
Thanks for listening to the Starts With a Vision podcast. Come get your vision clear at www.startswithavision.com. See you there.